Hi everyone, this is Killshot from 99 Gaming. This is The Walking Dead Season 9. We are on Episode 5. This is Walking Dead Day. We're having a lot of fun today. It's Episode 5, and we're doing 5 live streams. So this is number 2. We got an 8 o'clock stream coming up with a countdown. We got a 10:15, just a raw fan reaction video we're going to do right after the episode while Talking Dead is broadcasting. And also, we're going to do our extended reaction video after that at 11:15 after Talking Dead. And we're going to talk about what I could see as the next Rick Grimes. I know a lot of people are looking at it like, hold on. They're not going to recast. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I am talking about Judith Grimes because I am super, super excited about the arc of Judy. I think not only can she, look, she is going to take on a lot of Carl's role. We know that. But she is also going to be a fan favorite. So as you start to look to take people's mind off of Rick Grimes, I think you're going to have just a lot of really interesting things out there. And I do want to throw this out there as a theory. Will it be Judy? Well, hang on. I asked this question, I guess, maybe a month ago. And I said, Negan needs some things in order to be fully accepted by the fans. So we know that Maggie is not going to kill him. She's not going to finish him off. But could Judy and Negan forming a bond, would that be a little bit extra for you guys? Do you think those people that are still close but not 100%, that Judy could be the one to sort of help Negan become more accepted and get him out there being, I guess, a little bit of a father figure that she's going to be looking for? Shane's gone. Rick's gone. How about Negan? Let me see what your thoughts are. And I got Pete D super chatting. 6 long hours to go. Thanks for all the prep kills. Yes, we are counting it down, man. We are winding it down. I saw Scott Kernan earlier with a super chat as well, just confirming exactly that the show will not recast another Rick Grimes. So, yeah, it's not what we're looking for, Scott, but we will definitely look to see if an ensemble, if they can take some of the pressure off of that. Sheila Mack says, yeah, I can see it. RJ says, seems plausible. Negan and or Darrell. There's a lot of power in this child role because we tend to, we want to cheer. Look at the bond with Carl. I don't know that Carl's story was really written perfectly. That's as much criticism as I'm going to give. And he grew too fast. So, the time just didn't advance fast enough, I guess. Chandler might have survived if there would have been a time skip. If they did a time skip earlier. Or more of a time skip. So, Uncle Negan. Negan makes spaghetti. So, Judith's probably going to remember the time. Long, long ago. So, Scott wants to know about Henry. Henry's important. But, and we do know through information that has kind of been spread out there, apparently Henry will have a relationship or a bond with Lydia. So that is the whisper. But I still think, I just think it's going to be cool if, watching her with a sheriff's hat and just mow down some walkers, it just adds a different element. And knowing she's got a little bit of Shane and a little bit of Rick. I mean, can you imagine? Is there a more epic combination? It's almost like you want to say Coral and scratch the back of your head at the same time. You just can't do any better than that. She is going to add some toughness. The more I think about that role, I'm looking more and more to it tonight. And here's the thing. Is there any way at all the Whispers could ever get to her or ever kill her? Do you think that would even happen, or do you think she's got some longevity? Let's see what the Army thinks. What's up, Stephen Nolte? Thanks for being here, man. I don't think so either. I think with all the change and all the commotion, I think she'll be here for a while. And I just hope they make her much, much more tough than a 10-year-old. So I'm really looking forward to see how she helps tonight and with the time skip, but I think that's going to be a little bit mind-blowing. Knowing what we already know about Rick, I might be as excited for this future story arc than anything. But We still got the whispers right around the corner. Anyone anxious to see the whispers or afraid to see the whispers? What's the feeling out there right now? More anxious or more scared that they're going to start just whacking major characters left and right? Afraid? Excited to see Beta? I think I'm a little more afraid. Yeah, it looks about 50-50. I think people are, they want to see the story start to play out. But you have to go back and sort of remember how nervous we were about everything that Negan did. Right? Like, just the whole lineup scene, how nerve-wracking that was. And then when he visited Alexandria, you just didn't know if someone was going to die or what was going to happen with it. So I think the whispers are going to be, they're going to be that level of nervousness times like 10. So as they start to figure it out, just a real quick sidebar question. It doesn't have a lot to do with this stream because we are going to get back to talking about Judy and the Rick exit and some other players that could jump in there. The answer cannot be Tara. So you can't say the words Tara. Who do you think ends up being our first pike, fence post, any of the above? Who's it going to be? There's zero chance it's going to be Negan. No, not Maggie. Maggie still... Many people have said Maggie could come back. I'm seeing some Rosita. Oh, you guys are going comic. You guys are going strictly comic. Have you not learned your lesson yet, comic fans? It's not. I don't think they're going to do it like that. This is like textbook. I'm seeing Rosita and Ezekiel. I think they got to mix it up. I would lean more toward Jerry. I think Jerry and Enid. Yeah, I think Jerry and Enid instead of Ezekiel and Rosita. Well, Sheila, I'm not. She's like, no, I love Jerry. I'm not picking them because of who you love and who you don't love. I just think it's going to be. I don't see Carol going through that again. Like, well, not that she's went through that. I don't know that emotionally Carol can deal with Ezekiel. Carol has probably went through more than most on the show, and that just would be a little much. And I could see that being the end of Enid's arc. So I definitely think Enid is high on the radar. Yeah, Hippo, there's like, imagine if it was Darrell. There's zero chance of that happening. Well, it doesn't appear that they're trying to get rid of stars. And, after the whole Glenn, Abraham, Chandler, Soniqua, Sasha's character, they had to write her off. She chose to leave. So let's not just beat up the storyline and say they don't want to keep their big guns. So Sasha was her choice. And, the character Rick Grimes, his choice. Lauren Cohan, Maggie, her choice. So it's not like they went to the three of them and said, we want to get rid of you. Some people just logging on like, who is that in the picture? Is that going to be the next Rick Grimes? You never know. Well, the thing with Judy is going to be this. One, is that a baby katana on her back? Is that what I'm seeing? Does she have like a little mini sword? Okay, so Judy's going to be rocking like a miniature katana and a sawed-off shotgun. So let me say this. First of all, she's not going to do very well with hand-to-hand combat because she's 10, right? She's just a little tiny girl. But I feel like she's become like, she's probably gotten some training from Jesus, so she's got a little martial arts skills. Michonne has definitely been training her with the katana. And then a sawed-off shotgun, she's just going to have to, but I bet you she has a better aim than Rick. Even with the whispers, if they get close, they're taking her out. But she's going to be like a quick draw. I think she's just going to be like super, I'm sorry, it's my sound effects again. Just gunning stuff down left and right. Cutting walkers at the knees. Yeah, let me say this for the stream tonight. And actually, can we make sure that Ratchet person is just gone forever? Don't time him out for 30 seconds. Just, he needs to go. Anyone dumb enough to come into a stream and just, start typing a bunch of profanities, I'm worried if you're like completely there. But yeah, they need to go away. Tonight, let me say this. There's a difference, and I'm not going to make this just about them, but I do want to set a few ground rules. This is pretty much an adult chat. So I'm sure there's going to be emotion, and sometimes people type things that is, it's passionate. But if people just come into a stream and all they do is just start, spamming profanities, they're not going to be here. I can say that. That just, boom, they go away really quickly. And it's not because we can't see it or we're not adult enough to handle it. It's just dumb conversation. We want to try to keep our chat as entertaining and lively as we possibly can. Now, and tonight, I understand there's going to be some emotion and there will be some back and forth. It's fine. We can handle it. The real positive fans, just when you see somebody a little bit upset about the storyline, don't troll them. Just, talk to them. Just like, hey, how would you see this play out? How would you like to see it go down? But we do get... the reason I bring this up is because we do get some people that are like, they're 12 or 13 years old, and they think it's cool to go into a live stream and just start typing a bunch of stuff. And it's not. So that's just a little bit of the ground rules. Like, we want people to have an opinion. We want it to be a very strong reaction video. We want it to be real. We want, everything to come out of it. But at the same time, we also want to create room where we can, we want you to type things that we can talk about, not just, get your point spammed up there, if that makes sense. So, good stuff. That's right. Kills with kindness. That's what I do. I just, sometimes I feel like I just got to give a real big group hug. With some of the events that are going to go down tonight, and a lot of this has been about Rick. So we will see it play out. We will see a little bit of the time skip. But I'm pretty excited about next week's episode as well. And the synopsis, I think, has already been put out there. It said we're 6 years after the disappearance of Rick Grimes. So, there's no mystery around that any longer. We will still be trying to figure it out. But I think gradually you'll see these streams really... And what we got to do, we've got to respect the writers and talk about what they're writing for the next week and analyze that episode. Will we have probably one stream a week where we do try to go CSI mode and talk about some of the mysteries and where these people could be? Probably. But you'll probably see more chat around Maggie's situation, Negan's situation, what's going on with Darrell, and the building up of these characters. If, in fact, Darrell has abandoned the community, if it is him that Carol goes looking for, do you think 6 years is a long time to mourn the death/disappearance of Rick? Would Darrell have taken it that personally for that long? I guess if there's no wars to fight, if there's no action going on, I guess it's believable that he's just sort of been out there living on his own. How do you feel about that? It does feel like Carol again, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a long time, I guess, to grieve, but it probably would be typical Darrell. Right? Darrell holds a lot in. He takes more things to heart. And Carl being gone, Rick being gone. The only problem I see with that arc is that, do you think he's been there for Judy? Or do you think he just kind of abandoned Judy and Michonne too? I mean, it's not necessarily his role, but I would hope that he has some semblance of sanity. Viola says, I could see him separating himself from the group altogether. Steph, you going to take over? He came to get Carol. Now it's her turn to bring him back. It's true. And I guess, some people, then imagine how this plays out, right? Okay. Darrell came to get Carol to get her kind of back, and now maybe Carol goes to get Darrell and bring him back. Then Ezekiel gets put on a stake and becomes someone's scarecrow, keeping them out of the garden, and then Darrell has to go get Carol back. Yeah, see, that's why I don't think it's going to be Ezekiel. I think Ezekiel and Carol are going to have I think their relationship, we can't have this 3 times. Just either 2 or 3 is not going to work. Yeah, it's got to be Jerry. It's going to be Jerry. I'm just going to check out a couple comments here. Yeah, there's a lot of volunteers to help Darrell out. Well, thank you. Julia, Jesus, we've heard something a little bit different. Certainly, yes to Jesus. All right, well, here's a spoiler rumor, not confirmed. If you guys want to hear this, a few of you have heard it before, because I gave an analogy to another movie. So if you guys want to, if you haven't heard it, then turn away for about 30, 40 seconds. So the Jesus, Mel, it's a rumor. It's not confirmed yet, but I think it's going to go down this way. I got a feeling, because it sounded good. Mel's like, no. The rumor is that Beta will kill Jesus. Not that Jesus, and would be decapitated, but not one of those first people that's going to be like a warning sign. And when I'd heard this a couple months ago, it's reliable, I think, fairly reliable possibility. I just kind of visualized it as he gets outnumbered, and apparently I think it is Darrell and Michonne that may come and help Aaron, Darrell, and Michonne. But by that time, Jesus is gone, and Beta takes him out. But I think Jesus gets around and tries to fight his way through it, and then they end up taking him out. It's still in the works. Not confirmed, but it makes sense. It makes sense to me that it would happen that way. Because, he's a weapon. And there are going to be things that happen. You need to know this, all right? We're in happy land right now. We're happy. Rick's alive, going to be taken away. We have some hope. The Whispers are evil, bad, destructive, no sympathy whatsoever, zero chance of working with these people. In the beginning, there's going to be some, we'll trade you Lydia, and, we'll trade some people back and forth. But no, after some of this, they're unreasonable. And in order for everybody to feel how unreasonable they are, I need you to go back to a dark place, okay? The dark place is, let's pretend it's Tuesday of this past week, and a lot of people are still on pins and needles. Is Rick going to die? Remember how bad you felt when you thought Rick was going to die? Remember how miserable you felt? Channel that misery. And as good as we feel about what's going on right now with Rick's here, look, we got Magna, all right. Judy's going to be a badass. Everything's lined up. They give you something and they take it away from you. So because we're getting all these nice little, storylines and all these neat things that happen, it's going to be dark. It's going to be evil. There's going to be people leaving the show. It's going to be death, destruction. And it's going to happen in a way that upsets you and bothers you and makes you hate these people even more. And it's not just that maybe, look, Jesus probably isn't anybody's here's favorite character. I mean, I'm sure we like him, but I wouldn't put Jesus' character in my top 3. No, he's not even in my top 5 on the TV show. But if I have to watch him get brutalized, and look, we're going to get a little closer to Jesus over the next couple episodes, so I think the writers will make a better connection with us. They're going to write him a little bit stronger. They're going to make him, they're going to make us a little bit more sentimental toward him. Maggie's going to leave, so Jesus is probably going to be getting a little bit more airtime. And if they give him airtime for like 2 or 3 episodes, he's gone. So when that type of thing happens, it's going to be painful. And it's going to make you hate these people even more. Scott Kernan says, let's just say that Eugene and Rosita are worrying. Oh, they're scared to death. That's what we're going to look like. They're covered in mud, but we don't have mud to cover ourselves into. Chosen One, I absolutely think he'll die. Like I said, it's a strong rumor, and I have not heard all the details, but let me get to Super Chat, and then I'll give you an analogy. Graylin28 says, if Maggie goes and Enid ends up on a pike and Jesus dies, who will take over the Hilltop? Graylin, I don't think you're going to have these communities. I really don't. I don't think you're going to have Hilltop, Alexandria, and Kingdom. I think it's going to be a community. I think everybody's going to be fighting together, and they're going to be watching each other's backs because these people are scary. So if they're spread too thin, you can forget it. Don't the whispers of, and this is for my comic book fans, and like I said, I'm not saying it's going to play out this way. Scott Kernan says they won't survive this season. Isn't the Hilltop kind of the final resting point? Correct me if I'm wrong in the comics. I think that's what I read, but like I said, it may change a little bit. So the Hilltop is the last man standing. So it doesn't matter whether Maggie's there, who all these people being gone. It's probably going to be Michonne running it. Or Aaron. Probably Aaron. That might give Aaron his... if Michonne's kind of out there as a warrior and Negan's out there as a warrior and Magna, then Aaron might be the one with his one arm that is the diplomat after all this happens. So for those of you that don't feel like Jesus or a major character, maybe Rosita, somebody along those lines, could die. When they bring Beta in, and I'm going to ask the prediction right now before we wind the stream down. So, if Jesus killed Beta in the comics, that would be kind of ironic if Beta killed Jesus in the TV show, right? So, if they need to bring Beta in and show how brutal and how ruthless and evil he is, type one name right now. Who does he kill that is going to prove a point to the entire audience, each and every one of us, and make us hate him beyond hatred? Give me a name right now, everybody. I don't know that Jerry is going to make me hate him that much. Carol would, for sure. I mean, I thought Jerry was going to die. I thought Simon was going to shoot Jerry. So I was kind of prepared for him to go. I don't think Eugene dying is going to leave an everlasting stain on the audience. Eugene is good, but Eugene doesn't have a huge following. Jesus is nice. I mean, he's got that personality, but he can fight. And I just feel like, I don't think Tara the same way. Brat, I don't think it's going to be like, okay, yeah, I'm really sad about that. Actually, I think there's a lot of people that don't want Tara to live anyway. So I don't think that's going to be a real big, oh yeah, he killed Tara. Now let's all his fans worry. There's going to be people that cheer it. She doesn't have a lot of fans. Carol would. But I do think Carol would, Jesus would, but I don't think they're going to kill Carol. I think it's going to be Jesus. And I think because he's such a good fighter, it's just going to be one of those scenes like, yeah, get him, Jesus, get him. And then Jesus is going to kick him, and Beta's just going to look at him like, and we're going to be, oh crap. This dude is ruthless. If Jesus is probably the best hand-to-hand fighter on the show, and if Jesus gets completely overpowered and dominated, it's going to drain a lot of hope from the characters and from us. That's kind of the way I feel it's going to happen. And Candy, I don't think he's killing Negan. Negan and Darrell are too big on the show. They don't want to get rid of those. But we'll see as they ramp it up. And the reason I thought this is because, obviously, the irony of Jesus killing Beta. He's a big character, but he's not a star, so they could lose him. But he is somebody that is, you cheer for him, you like him, right? But he's not one of the big three on the show. He's somebody you root for, and I think if you root for him, it's going to be somebody that nice. It's going to be twice as bad when they get killed. If it was somebody you didn't care about, it'd be, okay, just no emotion whatsoever. Yeah, right, Gina? He's lovable. And then, imagine, him getting surrounded and beaten, and, Beta's the one that, if Beta decapitates him, I mean, it's going to be traumatic. That's the way we think it's going to go down. But it is going to be by committee. And you know what, everybody? We're going to wind this thing down. I said we're going to keep it around 30 minutes today. I appreciate everybody making this Walking Dead Day. 5 for episode 5. We're doing 5 live streams. This is number 2. Number 2 live stream is in the books. I would love to see all of you at 8 o'clock tonight. We're going to do our official Walking Dead countdown at 8 o'clock. It is going to be fun. It is going to be hyped. All the fans are going to be out there. People eating popcorn. They got their tissues. People are throwing parties. So we're going to be streaming live right here. Hopefully, wherever your Walking Dead party is, you'll join us. We're going to count it down for 30 minutes and then take a little bit of a break, watch the show, and then immediately after the show at 10:15, we will be doing a reaction video, 15, 20 minutes, just to see what you think about the episode, what you liked, what you didn't like. Then everybody's going to go over and watch Talking Dead and watch Andrew's interview and so on and so forth and Scott Gimple's big announcement. And then we will be here at 11:15 after Talking Dead, and we're going to talk about that big announcement and everything else. I want to thank everybody for being here. If you guys had a great time today so far, slap that like button. Several hundred people. See if we can't get this thing up to 200-300 likes. Some people are going to watch the playback. Thanks for everything that you guys do, and I will see you all, everybody, and the people that are here this morning, and anybody and everybody that is a Walking Dead fan, be here tonight at 8 o'clock. Thanks. I'll talk to y'all soon. Peace.